Okay, you guys, now that we are in October, it is officially Halloween season, and Halloween is my favorite holiday. So I thought it would be fun if we would draw a haunted house, okay? So grab a piece of paper and a pen and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we'll do for our haunted house, let's start with like the center part of the house, okay? So pretty much in the center of your page, you're going to draw a big rectangle. Okay. Now we're going to draw another rectangle on this side. And one over here, but one that's not so tall, okay? So kind of like this. Then let's do one more on this side, a little bit lower. And basically they're all four of these rectangles are like different heights, but about the same width. And it's okay if they're like a little bit wobbly. I think it helps make it look actually like a haunted house if your lines aren't completely straight, to be honest. Okay, so now let's draw a couple of porches off of the sides. So to draw a porch, you're just going to draw like a really long, skinny rectangle here. And then another one here, as if this is like 2 stories, okay? Like a 2-story porch. And then finally, another one here, okay? And to connect them, just do the columns like this, just skinny rectangles connecting each of the floors. And then for sort of like the railings, you're basically going to cut these porches in half with a line. And then you can just draw like some stripes down. This will make it look like a railing. Okay. Let's draw another porch on this side. This is going to be like a really old Victorian home. That's the type of style this home is built in. We're going to do our rectangle. Whoops, I kind of got real skinny with my rectangle there, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. I love drawing haunted houses, like I said, because even if you don't draw straight lines, it almost makes it look even creepier. Okay, there's my column down. And then a skinny rectangle that way. And let's do another like little, oh, I just smudged my paper. Let's do another little railing here, but we're gonna have like a couple of posts missing. Maybe this one's crooked, okay? And then this one's like this. Maybe this one's broken. Okay, we're gonna be adding some details throughout this picture to make it look like it's old and kind of run down. Okay, now that we have the porches and the base of the house, let's get some of the roof sections completed here, okay? So from this rectangle, you're gonna go out. And then you're gonna do kind of like a curved line like this. And then towards your rectangle, okay? Now, since this is the tallest part of the house, this one's going to be kind of like the main roof section. So you're going to draw a straight line across. but then you're going to make it into like a skinny rectangle. And then you're going to do curved line up. So it's almost going to look kind of like almost like a pilgrim hat at the end of it, okay? And then a straight line across here. Okay. Let's do the same thing here and here. So there's going to be like all staggered heights of our roof sections. They have a name. I cannot remember what they're called right now. If anyone knows, you can put it in the comments. And here's the last little section of roof here. Okay. Just realized I didn't do the little rectangle part on the end here, so I'm just going to add that in. Now let's draw a few chimneys also. I'm just going to draw one from here, and I'm just going to kind of do, I'm going to do a rectangle, but then I'm going to do a couple rectangles at the top, like in different widths. And then over here, I'm going to do another chimney that's kind of like hanging off the side. So I'm just going to go straight like this into my rectangle. And then that'll be it for that chimney. Okay, now let's add some more details and windows. But first, let's do the front door, okay? I'm going to do the front door here. So you're going to do a big rectangle. We're going to have like big double doors on this, okay? So then you can just draw a line in the middle. Maybe it has two windows on the side. If you've ever seen those doors that have like the skinny little windows next to it. So these will be like the two windows. And then just draw a couple more rectangles on the actual door to make it look like a big wooden door. And you can do like little rectangles or just little lines for the door handle. Now I'm just going to outline that line that I did to make it look like the wood frame around my door. And then at the top of it, I'm going to do a semicircle like this. If you've ever seen any of these types of houses before, these Victorian houses, they have like a lot of detail on them. They're really, really, really cool. But they can also look kind of creepy. So I'm just drawing like lines on my little semicircle here. There we go. It's just kind of like a detail that they sometimes have in these types of homes. Okay, so now there's 2 floors here, okay? And there's probably actually even 3 floors here. So let's draw some windows to help people understand that there's different floors, okay? Now, the types of windows I'm going to draw will be rectangular at the bottom, but then they're going to end in a semicircle. So like this, kind of like an upside down U with the line across it at the bottom. So I'm going to do 2 here. Above my main floor here, above my door, I'm going to do 1 here and then 1 here. And actually, since this is kind of like the main section of the house, I'm going to do a little one here and a little one here, just to make it look like that's like a special room or something. Now let's do one up here. Now, normally if you're drawing a house and you want it to look realistic, it needs to be really kind of exact and straight. That's why I'm not very good at drawing real houses. I'm better at drawing haunted houses because, you know, that way if you don't have such straight lines, like I said a bunch of times already, it looks way more haunted and cool. Okay, so here we go. I just kind of filled my house in with my windows. Now, for some of them, we can just have them be regular windows. So we're just going to draw 2 little lines down and 2 little lines across. Okay, this will just make it look like it's a regular window. Okay, 2 lines down, 2 lines across. But maybe there's some that we want to look like they're broken or they're boarded up, like an actual haunted house, okay? So for those, what you can do is that you can just draw rectangles across in all different directions to make it look like it's wood that's boarded on the door, on the window. You could also make some look like they're broken by just doing like zigzag lines in it to make it look like it's literally a shattered glass. Okay, so you can choose to fill up your windows however you want, either like they're boarded up, like regular windows. You could even draw things inside if you want. Since this is a haunted house, maybe this one you can see the figure of somebody in it. So you just draw kind of like a silhouette of a person. Okay, that was kind of creepy, right? This one will just make a regular window. Okay, so you can just kind of use your imagination about what you do in these windows. I'm going to keep most of them just sort of normal. I think I'll make this one look like it's kind of shattered too. And I'm just coloring the shattered part in black. Okay, oh, I forgot to do that here. I'm just coloring in this broken window. Okay, so there's the base of our house. Actually, let's put a circular window up here, just like this. You can just do like an X in it, or like a letter T. So this is really kind of the base of our haunted house. Now, before we do the siding and the details on the roof, you can just kind of like, now I would imagine a haunted house has a very overgrown yard. So I'm just going to do a lot of like zigzag lines on this side and then on this side too, okay? And they're pretty tall because I want to make it look like it's really tall grass, okay? And you can put a few in the front also, just to make it look like kind of, you know, messy. Okay, so now for some more details, let's do the roof. So the roof has almost as if they're like fish scales. So they have like the scalloped lines like this. These types of roofs. You definitely have to have patience to do something like this. And just do the best you can trying to keep your scalloped lines in a straight line, if that makes sense. That will help make it look like a roof. Whoops. It'll get easier once I'm kind of past this window, because then I can just kind of go quickly in a line. There we go. Okay. Down here I don't have a ton of room, so I'm kind of just doing as best I can to make it look like it has those shapes. Okay, now I'm going to do the same here, here, and here, okay? I'm just going to try to do it as quickly as I can while still making sure I have my lines correct. And again, with these, if they're not perfect, if you kind of like overlap, or if some of your lines end up getting like a little bit crooked, it'll actually end up helping it look more like a haunted house. Let's go over here. Almost there. Okay, we got one last little roof section. Okay, so there's our roof, looks cool. So now for the siding on the house, a lot of these old Victorian homes have like wood siding. So basically you're just gonna draw stripes, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of start with this section here, and they're gonna be kind of thin. And of course you just kind of like jump over your windows so that you don't draw on top of your windows. Once you don't have to draw where the windows are, it's a lot easier because you can just go a little faster. Okay, let's do the same here in our main section. Some of the spots are tricky when you're trying to jump over things that you've drawn, but just do the best you can. And here you kind of have to avoid 3 windows, so it's extra hard. There we go. I'm not speeding this up because I don't want you to feel like you have to pause it, and just so that you can see how long it actually takes me to do the full drawing. Okay, let's do this one. I think this definitely looks creepy. What do you guys think? Especially this creepy shadow in this window. Okay, almost done with this section here. Then we have one more to go. All right. Is your hand hurting? Mine is a little. Getting a workout. Now, if you're using pencil instead of pen, you might not want to color it because then you might lose some of your detail that you've put in when you color over it, and I wouldn't want that to happen. But if you're using Sharpie or a black pen like me, I think that this picture would look really cool if you color it in, which I'm going to do when I'm done with mine. Okay, so here's the whole house. Maybe you want to do like a little ghost coming out. So you can just do kind of like a squiggly line. You can do its little arms. Upside down U for his head. And then another little squiggly line. And then usually for ghosts, I just put two little ovals and then an oval for his mouth. Maybe on this side you do a moon. Big full moon. For when you're coloring. And you know what? Let's do a little pumpkin. Pumpkin, I usually just do the middle part as an oval. And then I do kind of like a backward C. And a C there. And then you can just do the little stem. Okay. So there's our picture. Here's our haunted house. If you guys are going to color it, that's what I'm going to do now. I'll speed it up though, and I'll see you guys at the end, okay? Okay, guys, here is the finished haunted house. Hopefully you guys had fun. Thank you so much for joining me, and come back soon, okay? Bye.
If you guys liked making art with me today, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my new videos. Hope to see you back here again soon.